Welcome to Aquifel's 10 count of wrestling. As I announced, I'll be doing some of these 10 counts once in a while, and I've decided to start my 10 count with the top 10 Royal Rumble winners. Of course, we're on the road to Wrestlemania, and the Royal Rumble will be very soon, this weekend. So of course, we're going to have a look at the Royal Rumble winners. Not the best Royal Rumbles or Royal Rumble matches, just the winners, as it's going to be very exciting to see who wins this year. I hope not Roman Reigns, nothing against Reigns, but it would be a bad booking decision. And we've had some bad booking decisions in the past, but some pretty good ones as well. And I'm going to start by telling you how I've decided who is in this list and who's not. And of course, my personal tastes come into this. And of course, the importance of the respective win. So I'm gonna start with number 10, Edge in 2010. And of course, Edge did not go on to win the title from Chris Jericho later on at Wrestlemania, and he wasn't even in the real Wrestlemania main event, thanks to Taker versus HBK, which of course was the match of the night. But still, Edge was supposed to be out with an injury, and he really made one of the biggest surprise returns ever in the Royal Rumble, and one of the most important, because it may be a huge surprise to see Tatanka go in there, or I don't know, the Iron Sheik or whoever. But I'm gonna be honest. Most of these surprise entrances don't matter, and his was one of the biggest surprises. And then he goes on to win this thing, although he was said to be out few months more with injury, and thus, of course, he was very deserving. One of the best superstars WWE had at the time, and maybe one of the best superstars of all time. So he pretty much deserved it, and he had a great win. He really earned this number 10 spot. Going on to number 9, Batista in 2005. I've never been a fan of Batista. Maybe, in 2010 when he went against John Cena, that was pretty fun, but I've never really liked him. But you gotta give him the credit. He was pretty hot when the Evolution stable was still around, and he was the first one to really split from the group. And this led to a WrestleMania main event against Triple H. And later on in this feud, some other pretty nice matches. Most noticeably the Hell in a Cell match they had. But Batista, he was hot at the time. You could see it when he and Cena were the final two. The screw finish, not to my taste, but it was pretty dramatic and could have gone both ways. But the audience, they really ate it up that Batista won. So of course he's got to be in here. Then we have at number 8, Stone Cold Steve Austin in 1989. 1998. 89. Oh, that would have been a little bit too soon for him to win the Rumble. Austin won the Rumble 3 times. First time in 1997, when, of course, with the Hart feud going on, pretty good win too. And yes, it was rather awesome what happened afterwards with Bret Hart. But the Rumble win itself, was a bit watered down. They had the final 4 in your house pay-per-view, where they really re-scrambled everything that happened at the Royal Rumble, so that was not so important. In 1998, going into WrestleMania against HBK, and the whole stuff with Mike Tyson that happened, it was a pretty big deal, and this really solidified him as the top guy. So this win, way more important, or even more important than the 1997 win, which was pretty decent too, to put it that way. But so he is at number 8. Number 7 is Brock Lesnar. At that time, he wasn't the Beast incarnate, he was the next big thing. And yeah, well, he was not as vicious as he is now, but still, he is. You can't just ignore the guy. He has a build, he has a certain kind of intensity about him, and him winning the Rumble, although he was champion before, and then going into WrestleMania against Kurt Angle was a cool storyline, very entertaining to watch, and of course it was a great main event for WrestleMania. Who doesn't remember the shooting star press by Lesnar? He shouldn't have done that, but his Royal Rumble win, pretty good too. Going against the Undertaker and eliminating Undertaker last, of course, always a big deal. So, pretty good Royal Rumble winner. Much deserving. At number 6, I have The Rock in 1990. What I'm telling you, in 2000. In 2000. I don't have to tell you, The Rock winning the Royal Rumble, of course, is a big deal. He was the star in 2000 and 2001. He took over when Austin was out with injury, and him winning the thing, well, maybe the WrestleMania main event, the 4-way, was not the biggest main event we had, but still, it meant a lot that The Rock won it, and it further put him over as the guy who takes over Austin's spot while he's gone. And of course, who, defended it when Austin was, there again. So we have at number 5, John Cena in 2008. I have already told you with Edge, it was a surprise entrance, really surprising. With Cena, to me, it was the same. I didn't expect Cena to come out there, especially after number 29 was Triple H, and then Cena gets out there. We have a great finish phase, and in the end, he beats the good old Triple H. Maybe he didn't go on to the real main event of that WrestleMania 24. That was Taker versus Edge, but still, huge win, and he came short a few times before, so finally he got what he deserved, and pretty awesome and pretty surprising. At number 4, of course, Chris Benoit. Chris Benoit, well, it was a real good Cinderella story. In WCW, he may have won the world title, but that didn't mean anything at that time. And in WWE, he always performed at a highest level or at a highest level. He really delivered time and time again. And here he won the Royal Rumble, coming in at number 1. A thing that just HBK before him did, and looking at HBK's win in 1995 when he came in at number 1 and the Rumble lasted about 35 minutes. This one with over an hour, pretty impressive, especially from a cardiovascular standpoint, but also Benoit, it was a Cinderella story come true. It was awesome. And so, of course, great, probably one of the greatest WrestleMania main events of all time. Him against Triple H and Shawn Michaels. But I'll get into detail with that, with the 10 best WrestleMania main events, when we're further down the road with the Road to WrestleMania. But just awesome. Just awesome thing that he won this. Not regarding what he did in 2007, but looking just at the wrestling stuff, it was perfect. just perfect. So huge win for him, great for the fans, and a deserved ranking number 4. At number 3, we have Steve Austin again with his win in 2001. He had his he had a comeback after the injury, and of course he wanted to retake his spot at the top. He was the top dog, then The Rock was the top dog, and he wanted to be the top dog too, and he wanted to win the title no matter what. And he had a huge match with Triple H before WrestleMania, a huge match with Rock at WrestleMania, probably again one of the best WrestleMania main events of all time. And this time around, it was even better than in 1998. It was just huge, him winning the Rumble yet again. At number 2, I have Ric Flair in 1992. Yeah, it's obvious why this one is ranked so high. First of all, it was one of the greatest Rumble matches ever. Not the greatest in my opinion, but one of the greatest ever. It was for the WWE World title, and he came in at number 3 and won the thing. At that time, absolutely unimaginable. We had Duggan win before, Big John Studd before, and of course two times Hulk Hogan in 1990 and 1991. And Ric Flair, he was relatively new to the company, but of course not an unknown name. He had his own renown, so still it was for the title. And in the early 90s, if it was for the title and Hulk Hogan was in it, most people thought, Hogan would win. But, well, Sid Justice thought otherwise, which ended in one of the worst WrestleMania main events of all time. But that aside, Ric Flair, and especially the commentary by Bobby the Brain Heenan, that's not fair to Flair. No. Awesome. And, of course, one of the most deserving winners of all time, and just a great winner. He really made a lot of people look like gold in it. He himself looked like gold. So MVP of the Royal Rumble and the winner. What could be better? So before we come to the number 1, the top spot, well, there are not many who were huge enough wins sorry, to get the number 1 spot. So I'm gonna do some honorable mentions, or in one instance rather dishonorable mention. First of all, of course, HBK's win in 1996 and his win in 1995. You have to mention it. It was a big deal, but overall it just didn't seem as good as the others, at least to me, that I've mentioned. Of course, Bret Hart and Lex Luger in 1994. Huge thing going into WrestleMania 10 with the two world title matches, and especially the best WrestleMania opener of all time, Bret Hart versus Owen Hart. Yeah, no doubt about that. But it was a great win for both, but others were just a little bit better. And now a rather dishonorable mention, and maybe just to get this off my chest. Number 1 is not Rey Mysterio in 2006. That's the dishonorable mention. It was a perfect Cinderella story, so to speak, yes, but it seemed forced. After Eddie's death, putting Rey in the top spot, I always had the feeling he just got it, not because is a good performer or was a good performer or whatever, but because Eddie was one of the top guys in 2005. He died, and they wanted to capitalize on that, and that's why Rey won the thing. And to me, especially he went after the World Heavyweight title, and I'm not the biggest fan of heavyweight, but the thing is called heavyweight title. He goes after it, and it's just silly. and he going against some of the biggest guys. Well, I can see why a Daniel Bryan with his striking has a chance against, for example, somebody like Big Show or Kane. With Rey Mysterio Jr., I always thought that it's a little bit far fetched. Yeah, he's quick and he has his whole high flying, but some of the lucha style just seems silly to me with the big guys, and that's why he is not on the list. And but I have to mention him. I have to mention him. So onwards to the best Royal Rumble winner of all time. And there are not many that great winners left. So, Undertaker in 2007. Why? He came, he came close a few times. He's one of the biggest superstars, probably beside alongside Shawn Michaels. The biggest superstar of all time. No offense to Stone Cold and The Rock, but Taker was a huge deal before them. He was a huge deal after them. He's been a top dog in the WWE since, let's say, 1992, 1993. He was one of the top dogs. And being a top dog in the business in one company for over 20 years, that's saying something. And in 2007, he finally won the Royal Rumble. And to make it so much sweeter, he went against Shawn Michaels in the final two, and they just delivered the best Royal Rumble finish ever. If Shawn Michaels would have won that one, he would have been number one. But they just tore the house down together. So much drama, so much good wrestling in a Royal Rumble match, which is mostly crowded and has some nice spots and some nice ideas, and the suspense of who's gonna win it. They both added another layer to that. It was just awesome, and it's not even about just the Royal Rumble match. It was about his feud with Batista. I mentioned I was never a fan of Batista except for maybe his stuff against John Cena in 2010. I like that. I like the split from Evolution, and of course his feud with the Undertaker. One of some of the best matches Batista had ever, and of course, though it was not the main event, I just loved their match at WrestleMania 23. I just loved it. It was great. I didn't expect that from Batista, from the Undertaker. Yes, not from Batista. So, all in all, just everything about Undertaker's win was perfect. Even more perfect than with Flair, with Benoit, or with Stone Cold. So, he, in my mind, undoubtedly is the greatest Royal Rumble winner of all time. So, that was it. My 10 count for the best Royal Rumble winners. If you want, you can add your own list in the commentary section, or tell me what the fuck is wrong with you, Taker at number 1, and not even mentioning this one and that one. Well, it's up to you. You can post it. I'm happy to answer you or to discuss this with you in the commentary section. So, hope you tune in next time for the next 10 count or the next reviews or whatever comes next. We'll see it. Till then, have fun.